And we're here with Ivan, our RYA Yachtmaster Ocean instructor. And what's that in your hand there?
Hi guys, this is a sextant. This is the instrument that's been used for hundreds of years. The seafarers have used to find a position anywhere in the world. Yeah. Even to this day, there are people out there finding their way around the world and on their trips across oceans using this instrument here. So with the sextant and these three books here, you can find your position anywhere on the world. So if you ever dreamt of navigating using the sun and the stars, this is your opportunity to learn how to do it. And it can come in handy if one day you are crossing an ocean or on a trip and all your electronics fail and you need to find out where you're going to go.
The course, how long is the course?
Look, the Yachtmaster Ocean Theory course, it goes on for 5 days, and we cover pretty much all you need to know in that course in terms of planning an ocean trip. So we start out looking at celestial navigation, using the sun, the stars, and the moon, and all the planets. So you get familiar with how to use the sextant and how to use the tables. Then we look at global weather patterns and how to get forecasts and how to interpret forecasts. And then we finish off by looking at passage planning in more detail. So what are the publications and how do you plan a passage and put a trip together across an ocean?
So you finished the theory course, the theory side. Is there a practical?
With the practical, if you want to get your Yachtmaster Ocean, if that's one of your objectives, then you have to complete a ocean passage. And an ocean passage is a passage that goes for at least 600 miles, 96 hours. And for those 200 miles, for at least 200 miles, you're 50 miles off the coast. So at the end of doing the theory, then you have the possibility of getting the prestigious Yachtmaster Ocean certificate.
And that's a certificate of competence, which I notice most of the white boats in the world is a requirement for the skippers, and also the round the world races. I notice that the skipper and navigator are required to have the Yachtmaster Ocean these days.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to progress in the white boat industry, having the Yachtmaster Ocean is a must. So if you want to go on to the Officer of the Watch, for example, you need to have done your Yachtmaster Ocean before that.
And is there a course kit that comes with it?
Yeah, so with the course kit, so with the RYA course kit, you don't get a sextant, but what you do get is it's a workbook here that has a simulation of all the tables that you're going to be using for your course. So then this can become a reference for you as well in the future if you want to refresh your memory on how to do these things.
And can you just show us, hold the sextant up, what are those little mirrors? Can you just, don't have to explain in detail, but it'd be lovely to have a bit of a heads up.
So what the sextant is basically a glorified protractor. You are calculating the angle of the celestial body to the horizon. And in order to do that, what it does, you have a telescope here. This is what you put your eyes into, and this is where you look. Then this is your index arm. This is what you're going to move in order to find the celestial object in the sky. And then you have your index mirror and your horizon mirror. So basically what's happening, the light is reflecting off the mirrors and coming to your eyes. And as you move the index arm, you move the index mirror, and then the horizon mirror reflects it back to the telescope, and then you read off the scale on the bottom here, and you can calculate what the angle is to that particular celestial object. And this is one of the calculations that you have to do in order to find your position out at sea.
It looks like fun. I'd love to do that.
Oh, it's glorious, it's fun. You're tapping into skills and knowledge that mariners have been using for hundreds of years. So there's definitely not only a practical, but also, let's say, a romantic side to this as well.
What time of the day do you actually take these sites?
Oh, look, you can take sites any time of the day, really. The noon site is the more traditional site, and we'll look at how to do that. But you can pretty much take sites of the sun from mid-morning to mid-afternoon, and then in the evening you can use the moon and the stars to help find your position.
Yeah. So early evening or early morning.
Early evening, yeah. So we call it the twilights,
Yeah.
civil nautical twilight. And so as long as you can see the stars and you can see the horizon, you can find your position using a combination of the stars, the moons, and planets.
Is it very complicated, the course? Do I have to bring a calculator?
Look, the course it is challenging because it involves quite a bit of maths and lots of numbers. You're welcome to bring a calculator. A lot of the tables do the calculations for you, but bringing a calculator always helps. And yeah, and if you have a mathematical brain, you're definitely going to have a great fun, because it does challenge the student in terms of going through the numbers and calculating the numbers. Yeah, so it is somewhat challenging, but it's a reward at the end of the day, knowing how to use this. It's a skill you never lose.
Thank you. That sounds fantastic. Look forward to the next course.